We've been involved with the World Land Trust for over 7 years now. We've supported them to the tune of around about £14,000. Now that money comes from visitors that come to the zoo. You know, the people that come in and see the animals here, you know, the revenue that we gain from them, part of that obviously goes towards looking after the animals, you know, the veterinary care, education, and part of it goes to conservation.
Which way did it go around? Was it the zoos, as it were, going to these organisations and saying, look, we ought to work together, or the other way?
I think they were always there. I think that the zoos have forged links, you know, probably over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Perhaps not blown their own trumpets as much as they should have done. They've been working, you know, with conservation organisations for a long time.
Yes.
It's definitely becoming a much bigger aspect of the work that we do. It's not just about coming to the zoo, you know, and seeing the animals that we have here. We talk about animals as ambassadors, and that's what they really are. The animals that you see in a zoo are ambassadors for their wild counterparts.
Yeah.
The British and Irish Association of Zoos and Aquaria have been involved with the World Land Trust for a long time now, and have funded the purchase of a reserve in Brazil and are now fundraising for a reserve in Mexico. The purchase of land, it's a fantastic concept in terms of conservation, because you preserve all the species that, you know, inhabit that area, not just one. It is important sometimes to have a flagship species. So animals such as tigers, you know, you know, people do focus on them because they're what we call an AB species. You know, they're very well known.
That's advertising talk.
It is a little bit. But if you preserve their habitat, that habitat's preserved for all the animals in it, not just the tiger, and yeah, that's so important.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are aware the rate of habitat loss,
No.
the scale of the destruction of the natural world, you know, the number of animals left, the rate of decline, and it's a horrifying thought to think that it may not be in 10 years, it may not be in 50 years, but in 100 years' time, I'm absolutely certain that if we don't do anything, some of these species are not going to be here. It's a horrible legacy to leave for the future generations, who I think it will look back and say, why didn't you do anything?